Hey everybody, it's time for the reading nest. Come on! Welcome to the reading nest, where books inspire you to be your best. Come on and pull up a seat now. We've got adventures to explore. Oh, welcome to the reading nest. Come on and shake off that stress. Come on and pull up a seat now. Grab a book and dive right in. Okay, find your listening ears.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Reading Nest. I'm Patrick, and I'm so excited that you joined me today. Today is a very special episode. I love Thanksgiving, and this episode is to help celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday. I even have some friends here to help celebrate Thanksgiving with me. But before we start, I would like to share with you a quick video on the Thanksgiving tradition and the holiday that we celebrate with our family and our friends. See you soon! The story of Thanksgiving starts with the Pilgrims arriving to Plymouth, Massachusetts on the Mayflower. They didn't know how to survive on the land, so they got help from Squanto, a Patuxet tribe Native American, and the Wampanoag tribe. In 1621, the Pilgrims, with the help of the Native Americans, had a successful harvest, which we now call Thanksgiving. Their Thanksgiving was to celebrate the last harvest of the year by having a large feast. Today, many countries such as the United States, Germany, Japan, China, and the Norfolk Islands all celebrate Thanksgiving with a big feast because it's their last harvest as well. Many of us in the United States have now gone to a different tradition. We all celebrate Thanksgiving with our family and friends. We usually go around the room and say something that we're thankful for. So let's enjoy this holiday with our family and friends and tell each other what we're thankful for. I hope you found the video very interesting and helpful to help explain how the Thanksgiving tradition came to be. But before we jump into our book, I have a few special friends here to tell me what they are thankful for.
I'm thankful for the house. Thankful for the country.
Curtis. I'm 11 years old, and I'm thankful for God, family, and friends.
I'm thankful for family and friends. Bye. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving.
I really enjoyed hearing what they're thankful for. Now, let's read our first story for the day. It's called Sweet Potato Pie, written by Kathleen D. Lindsay and illustrated by Charlotte Riley Webb. I was nearly 8 years old when a great drought swept across our county. I had many gardening chores that summer. I hoed the ground, pulled the weeds, and picked those wrinkled vegetables that didn't get all the water they needed. Papa said those were the worst crops he'd ever seen. But finally, the cool weather came, bringing the sweet rain just in time to save our sweet potatoes. Papa was a hard-working man, but even hard work wasn't enough. Late one morning, as we sat in the kitchen, Papa pulled a letter from his pocket. It was a note from the bank, and it said the bank would take away our farm in a month if Papa didn't pay back the money he'd borrowed. We owed nearly $75. That was a heap of money. We don't even have 75 cents. How are we supposed to pay back $75? Papa said with a worried look on his face. Papa walked slowly to the back door and looked across the field. All we have left are sweet potatoes, he said. We'll have to come up with something or we'll lose our farm. I looked over at Mama, sitting in her chair, sorting scraps of cloth to make her winter quilt. A moment later, she put her quilting aside and went to the cupboard. She took out 2 freshly baked sweet potato pies, 7 cracked and chipped cups, and an old teapot with a broken spout. "Come on, children, let's have something sweet," Mama said. Mama always thought something sweet would help us solve our problems. Papa said, trying not to sound too worried. "I'm a lucky man to have a wife who makes the best sweet potato pie in the county and 5 hungry children who love to eat them up." And all of a sudden, Mama threw her hands in the air. "Praise the Lord," she shouted. "I got an idea. Sweet potato pie. Lots of sweet potato pies. Tomorrow and the day after is the harvest celebration in town, and people come from miles around. This will be a grand time to sell my sweet potato pies." "That's a mighty fine idea," Papa declared as Mama began to hustle and bustle about the kitchen. "We all have to work together now," Mama said. "Everyone will have a job to do. I'll take the 2 older boys with me and we'll fix up the old wagon to carry the pies," Papa said, and he headed toward the door. Mama handed Jake and me buckets to fetch milk from our old cow, Lizzie. We ran off to find her while Mama and big sister Martha got busy peeling and mounding of sweet potatoes. "Good morning, Lizzie," Jake said. "I'll be obliged if you was to give us some of your sweet milk from Mama's pies." Jake was just about done milking Lizzie when she let out a big moo and started to kick. To calm her down, I commenced to singing and dancing. Then all of a sudden, some squealing piglets ran through the barn. "Watch out, Sadie!" Jake yelled, just as I lost my balance and hit one of those buckets with a bam! Milk splashed all over me, head to toe. After cleaning me up, Mama gave me a large basket and sent me to gather eggs. Who should meet me at the hen house but our bossy rooster, Rastus. He was strutting around, identifying himself as protector of the coop. "You better let me in so I can fetch some eggs for Mama's pies," I told Rastus. "Or you might find yourself in Mama's old black cooking pot." Suddenly, Rastus ran towards Jake, who was throwing kernels of corn across the ground to distract him. I slipped into the hen house and gathered all the eggs I could find. Just as I was coming out, Rastus commenced to chasing me. I ran through the gate as fast as my legs would carry me, trying not to let too many eggs drop to the ground. Next, Jake and me hitched up our half-blind goat Nanny and went to fetch a sack of flour at the mill house. On the way back, Jake decided to take a shortcut up the rocky hill. Suddenly, Nanny tripped and overturned the cart, and that sack of flour came tumbling down the hill, aimed straight at me. The sack broke open and covered me with flour. Mama and Martha were cooking and mashing sweet potatoes when I walked into the kitchen. One look at me and Mama let out a big scream. Then she began to laugh so hard she cried. "Are you mad at us, Mama?" I asked sadly. "Now how can I be upset when I know my babies did their best?" Mama said, wiping tears of laughter from her eyes. "I think we just have enough ingredients left to make my sweet potato pies." Everyone began working together, taking turns churning some of the milk into creamy butter. Next, we added sugar, eggs, and milk to warm potatoes. After adding the spices and beating the filling, Mama poured it into her special extra flaky pie crusts. Then into the oven went the pies. When the last pies were done, we fell into bed, anxious for morning to come. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! We woke up the next morning to the sound of Rastus crowing. After a big breakfast, we all dressed in our Sunday best. The morning was chilly, So we worked quickly to gather up the heaps of pies wrapped in brown paper and gently carry them outside to the wagon. Mama made sure the pies were packed in just right so there would be room for us children to ride too. What a sight we saw when we arrived in town. Folks had come from everywhere for the harvest celebration. This celebration is where hardworking people come together and proudly show off what they grew on their farms or made with their hands, Papa said. And some win blue ribbons too. He chuckled and looked at Mama out of the corner of his eyes. Everywhere we looked, people were selling wonderful things. Fruits, vegetables, cakes, pies, jams, toys, quilts, and lots of pretty cloth. But nobody, not anybody, had sweet potato pies but us. We unhitched our wagon and started setting out the pies. Just as we put the last pie in place, the band began to play. Boom, boom, boom. The drums sounded like thunder. Clang, clang, clang. The big brass cymbals crashed together. Pies for sale, pies for sale. Sweet potato pies for sale. We all tried shouting over the music, but nobody seemed to notice. Pies for sale. My mama's special pies for sale. I shouted even louder, but everyone kept rushing by us. Mama, don't they want our pies? I asked sorrowfully. I don't think they can hear us, Sadie, Mama said. The band is playing so loud it's drowning us out. Suddenly, I had an idea. I asked Mama to unwrap 2 pies. I took one and handed Jake the other. Follow me, I said, and Jake and me started dancing through the crowd, carrying pies above our heads. Pies for sale, pies for sale, sweet potato pies for sale, we shouted as the sweet smell of pies began to fill the air. Soon we were leading a parade of hungry people back to our wagon where Mama started giving out samples for folks to taste. Ladies commenced to fill their baskets with pies as they chatted with Mama about her recipe. Men said Mama's pies were the best they ever tasted. Children came running to try a taste too. Jake collected the money for Mama, and I kept bringing more pies for the wagon. I made sure to tell everyone it was Mama's special, extra flaky crust that made her pies so good. After a while, Mama and Papa took us to the pie judging tent, where Papa had secretly entered one of Mama's pies. Everything looked so good. Mama, Mama, we suddenly heard Martha call, come quickly. When we reached Martha, we saw a blue ribbon on Mama's pie. It had won the prize for the best pie at the harvest celebration. Mercy me, Mama declared, and we all started whooping and hollering with joy. Next, we went to the general store to see if Mr. and Mrs. Fields wanted a pie. They bought 2 and put an order in for 10 pies to be delivered every week. The woman at the sweet shop ordered a dozen, and the owner of the restaurant told Mama he wanted as many pies as she had time to bake. By nighttime, Mama had an order list as long as my arm. Papa, said Mama, we have to go home and bake more pies for tomorrow. We've sold every last one. Papa laughed loudly. Isn't that something, he declared. Well, now you and the children go wait for me in the wagon. I'll be right back. I forgot something in the general store. Moments later, Papa came out with a large brown box and gently placed it in the back of the wagon. He winked and whispered to us to take care with the box, because it had something special for Mama inside. We all stayed up late that night, helping Mama with the baking. As we sat around the kitchen waiting for the last pies to come out of the oven, Mama set the table with her prettiest tablecloth, Sunday napkins, and the brand new china tea set Mama had given her as a surprise. Then she commenced to cut thick slices of sweet potato pie. Mama, it is mighty clever of you to think of selling pies at the harvest celebration. Papa said as we ate our pie and sipped our tea, Mama smiled, "It's this hard-working family who's clever. With everyone's helping hands, there will always be enough pies to sell." And that year, we made enough money selling Mama's sweet potato pies to save our farm. The end. I hope you enjoyed our first story, Sweet Potato Pie. Now I have some more friends to share with you, and they're going to tell you what they're thankful for during this season.
Hi, my name is Aries, and I'm 10 years old. I'm thankful to my parents because they make my life great.
I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful that I have food and shelter and that I'm alive. I'm also very thankful for my family.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family and Lele coming from the NICU.
Hi, I'm Taj, and I'm 9 years old. I'm thankful for God because He makes everything.
I hope you enjoyed listening to what my friends are thankful for this year. Before we read our next book, I also want to say thank you, and I'm thankful for all of you out there for inviting me into your homes today. I also want to say Thanksgiving is about family and friends. No matter the shape, size, or color, we are all thankful for each other. Now, this reminds me of a book that we're about to read called Peyton Picks the Perfect Pie, a Thanksgiving celebration. This book is a part of America's Test Kitchen and is written by Jack Bishop and illustrated by Michelle Mee Nutter. Now in Peyton's family, she has a family of all different shapes, sizes, and colors. So she has to pick the perfect pie. Wonder what pie it will be. Will it be apple, pumpkin, or sweet potato? Let's find out. Peyton is particular, but she's not picky. Grown-ups use that word a lot. Picky, picky, picky. It's never a good thing, and it's not fair. Peyton likes dogs and cats, scooters and bikes, pools and beaches. She's not picky. Peyton likes to try new things. She learned all about long division in math class. It was hard at first, but now it's fun, like solving a puzzle. Peyton just started playing the saxophone. She remembers to practice every day and enjoys it, as long as her dog Mila doesn't howl. And Peyton loves sports, every sport. Peyton even likes dodgeball. And who likes dodgeball? But Peyton is particular about food. She doesn't like it when two foods touch on her plate. She doesn't like green foods or orange foods or red foods. Peyton doesn't like foods that are gooey or gummy, sticky or slimy, frosted or flaky. And she most definitely doesn't like chunky or lumpy foods. But lately, Peyton has been thinking a lot about food. Her parents, Penny and Peter, love to cook. They never say it, but Peyton wonders if they would like her to be, well, less particular about food. Peyton's parents host Thanksgiving each year and ask guests to bring pies. Everyone is always so happy during the holiday, surrounded by people they love and food they enjoy. Not Peyton, though. She loves her family, but the food is so green, so lumpy, and so flaky. "I'm going to change this year," Peyton tells Mila. "I'm going to try all the food." Mila gives Peyton a quizzical look. Okay, not all the food," says Peyton with a shudder, thinking about the lumpy gravy. "How about I try one new thing?" Peyton hears her mother singing as she rolls out pie dough. "I'll try pie," Peyton exclaims. On Thanksgiving morning, Peyton helps her mom weave strips of pie dough into a pretty top. "The small holes allow juices from the apples to evaporate," Penny says. "That's why my crust is so flaky." Peyton tries to pretend she didn't just hear the word flaky. She looks over at her dad. Dad, do you need any help? The first guests are here. It's Uncle Sherwood and Uncle Mark. Peyton is excited and a little nervous to see all the different pies. We brought a famous lemon chess pie, said Uncle Mark. I like checkers better than chess, Peyton whispers to Mila. Then she asks her uncles, what does this pie have to do with playing chess? Uncle Sherwood is a history buff. This recipe dates back several hundred years to England. The original name was cheese pie because the yellow filling sets up very firm like a piece of cheese. Cheese in the pie? Peyton is concerned. That sounds both lumpy and sticky. Don't worry, says Uncle Mark reassuringly. There's no cheese in our pie. Just lemon, sugar, cornmeal, butter, and eggs. When the next guest arrives, Peyton is in the kitchen. She runs to hug Maria Alvarez, a social studies teacher at Peyton's school. Peyton, don't crush my ruffled milk pie. Ruffled what? Peyton asked her favorite teacher. I first had this pie in Greece, explained Miss Alvarez. It's made with thin sheets of phyllo dough that are shaped into ruffles. A sweetened egg custard is poured over the phyllo, and the pie is baked until the phyllo is crisp and the custard just wiggles. Oh no, Peyton whispered to Mila. A pie that wiggles? And aren't ruffles for dresses? Peyton opens the front door to find a crowd on the porch. It's Grandma Pearl, Grandpa Rich, Aunt Mia, Uncle Noah, and Peyton's 3 cousins, Jude, Jane, and Jamal. Make room for me and my millionaire pie, said Grandma Pearl. Peyton asked her grandma, do I get extra allowance if I try a piece? Don't be silly, Peyton, but this pineapple pie does taste like $1 million. Don't tell your parents, she adds, but I bought my pie at a bakery for $10. What a deal! There's a knock at the back door. Peyton and Mila run to greet the next door neighbors. Bonjour, Peyton, says Miss Macaron. Please take my plum galette. Galette? asked Peyton. Oui, Peyton, exclaims Madeline, who is in Peyton's grade. A galette is a rustic French tart. You arrange sliced plums in the dough, fold over the edges, and bake. And voila! Don't forget, and the candied violets, adds Miss Macaron. Or your mother's cinnamon whipped cream. Peyton looks over to Mila and says, flowers made from candies, whipped cream with cinnamon. Finding a plain pie is going to be harder than I thought. Cousins Rachel and Russell from New York have brought Boston cream pie. Peyton is confused. They aren't from Boston, and their pie looks like a cake. Aunt Grace has a tray of whoopie pies. They look like chocolate flying saucers held together by a creamy white filling. Peyton likes the name, and she likes chocolate. But she wonders, is it cheating to try a pie that looks like a giant cookie? The Patels from across town arrive with Mississippi mud pie. Peyton can finally spell Mississippi correctly, but mud doesn't sound good. Peyton hears a honk on the street. It's the Lees and their twin baby girls. They have brought 2 pies, pumpkin, pecan, and cranberry pear. These pies sound twice as fancy and twice as scary, Peyton thinks. Peyton goes back into the kitchen. Maybe her parents can offer some advice about choosing the right pie. But Peyton's parents are very busy. Peyton's dad asks her to carry some dishes to the table and then turn to Penny. We're missing someone. Where is your sister? Polytech says she's running late. An ice storm in Denver meant her plane was diverted to Dallas. Polly said to start without her. At the table, Peyton takes 2 slices of turkey, white meat of course, and no skin. And no thanks to lumpy gravy, a fluffy roll sits next to but not touching the turkey. She adds a tiny scoop of mashed potatoes. Penny gently clinks the forks together against the side of her glass, and the guests quiet down. Peter, Peyton, and I are so grateful that you all could share this special day with us. We celebrate with food, but having you all around our table is a real treat. It's finally pie time. There are big ones and small ones, tall ones and short ones, red ones and yellow ones, and is that even a green one? Peyton has never seen so many pies, but one thing they all have in common, Peyton thinks, is that they're kind of lumpy and made a little bit sticky and flaky. I'm not sure I can do this, Peyton confides to Mila. Just then, the doorbell rings. Aunt Polly strides into the house holding 2 large frosty containers. I didn't bake pie, she calls out, laughing. I bought something even better. Ice cream. I didn't know you could put ice cream on pie, Peyton says. Of course you can, Polly says. It's called pie a la mode. The truth is, pie is just okay, but add ice cream and pie is divine. Peyton is suddenly feeling braver. She likes ice cream, particularly vanilla ice cream. Peyton takes a bite of her mom's apple pie. The pie is a little lumpy and a little flaky, but it doesn't seem as scary. Peyton takes another bite, then another. I thought I didn't like pie, but I guess I do. Sometimes, when we think we don't like something, we just have to look at it a different way, says our wise aunt. It's all else fails, just add ice cream. I like your apple pie, Mom, says Peyton. Penny looks surprised. Happy, but surprised. Peyton thinks for a moment and asks, Can I try another pie? I'm so proud of you, Peyton. Which pie do you want? Chess pie, please. And do you think Uncle Sherwood might teach me some chess moves? Maybe I would like chess if I gave it another try. Peter raises his glass and clinks it with a fork. Here's to pie, especially pie a la mode. The end. Thank you for listening to Peyton Picks the Perfect Pie. Now here are my final special friends to share what they're thankful for.
Hi, I'm Alba and I'm 6 years old. I'm thankful for my family and dentists and doctors for helping people stay healthy and their teeth stay clean and healthy. You didn't do that. Hey guys, I'm Paya and I'm thank you for Batman. This is not a channel, is it?
In Germany, because I'm 4 years old, and then I'm thankful for God, for my families, and everything I have.
I hope you enjoyed listening to our stories today and my special friends who shared what they're thankful for. Remember, Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful for family and friends. So make sure you share with them what you're thankful for. I would like to say thank you for inviting me in your homes today and letting me share Thanksgiving with you and your family. I am so thankful to have friends like you. So, until next time, here at the Nest, bye.